Agnostic Front, of course. What else would it be, right? 1983 maybe. Yeah, probably 1983. A7 probably. Minus.
Allison.
Yeah, minus. Amazing. Amazingly hilarious. He, you know, past or present, amazingly hilarious. Love it. Love seeing him out there. He like brings a smile to my face, and I love him. Maybe like Minor Threat. I never got to see like Minor Threat. I was never really big, huge into like Black Flag, that stuff. Not to take away anything from them, but I would say Minor Threat. I saw the Bad Brains like '86 or '87, and it was amazing. You know what I mean? I got to see that, which was HR doing the backflip, the whole bit. So I got a dose of that. I might have even seen them earlier on, but I got to see Cro-Mags along the way. But yeah, I would say like Minor Threat or something. Yeah. Well, it's actually a toss-up between Wetlands and Coney Island High, because we had some fun times at Coney Island High. Wetlands might edge it out, just because of the energy of that. When that was like at its height, like Wetlands just had a certain energy about it, and it was just like grimy and like it was perfect. The generic answer would be CBGB's. I mean, CBGB's is classic, and you got to give it its credit. But yeah, Wetlands and Coney Island High. It'd be those two that I miss. Yeah, that was our time. Mackie, for sure. Rig Ross and Mike Justian. Bad Brain show, that one of those Bad Brain shows. I think Steve Martin actually brought me to that show. Because back then it was like, I was just looking to like get out and absorb everything, and like guys were doing, my brother maybe wanted to stay home. This one was doing this, whatever. And like Steve Martin, I remember there was like a weekend where he brought me out to his place in Long Island, and like I spent the weekend with him. And then I guess like around that time, Bad Brains were playing, I think at the Ritz, the old Ritz. And like he was like, "You want to come, kid?" And I was like, "Yeah." It was like, I just wanted to, be in the mix. And watching that, I was like, this is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, do backflips and, he was like, HR was amazing then. I mean, to say AF is like, that goes without saying. I mean, some of the best shows I was fortunate enough to, be around Agnostic Front a lot in all the different eras. So I saw many great Agnostic Front shows. I've seen, a lot of cool shows. Sick of It All. Seen some great Sick of It All shows. Got to give them props. In their heyday, like they killed it. But yeah, maybe that Bad Brain show stands out to me as one of the better ones. Yeah. Of course. Yeah, I did. I lived in a squat. Castillo de los Monstruos. De los Monstruos. That's what Hoya's dad called it. Hoya's dad would call it the monster's castle. The castle of the monsters. It was like this, like he would roll up and drop Hoya off, or like, whatever, and like, oh, you're going to the Castillo de los Monstruos. Like, it was, yeah, I lived in a squat. It was actually my brother's spot, and I lived with him first, and then we acquired another spot across the way. And so that became my spot. So Roger had, his place where he actually had his family there, like, Amy at the time and his daughter Nadia and stuff. And I lived there with them. And then when we acquired the other spot, at one point we were both living at the other spot, just him and I. And then that just became like, all kinds of people ended up living there, like all my boys. People that just needed to, a place to stay, whatever. They were down and out, blah, blah, blah. It just became like, one of our headquarters, 10th Street, B and C. don't worry so much about what you know, missed out on or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, this is your time. Like, enjoy the bands that are still around. Enjoy the new bands that are coming out. Just do your thing. Most definitely, though, these days there is a little lack of, like, you know, people, you know, digging up their history and that stuff. There is a shortage of that. You know, it's unfortunate, but it's true. You know, not so much in places like Europe, because Europe really is invested in the culture. You know, but, you know, in other areas, some of that, you know, the connection to what, you know, the roots of all of this sometimes starts to get lost. But with that being said, you don't have to worry about, you know, hey, look, like you said, there's always going to be a show that you didn't see or a time that you missed or whatever, but, you know, the reality is, it's like, you know, who's to say that the golden era is not now? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's all, you know, perspective. It's all, you know, just enjoy your time and appreciate the culture, that this special scene and culture that you're a part of, you know? Most definitely not. I mean, as far as last I checked, you know, this is my livelihood, so, you know, it's definitely not dead. You know, it could use a little, you know, sprucing up here and there in certain areas, you know, but it's far from dead. It's actually bigger than it's ever been, I think, in my opinion, globally speaking. You know, there was never a scene in Indonesia or, you know, all these, you know, different, you know, places, Thailand and all these places where scenes are coming up. You know what I mean? It's like, globally speaking, it's bigger than it's ever been. Oh boy, so many. Such a wise man. He gave me a lot of gems throughout my life. I've known Vinnie Stigma since I was a little boy, literally. I don't know how many people could say that, you know. I've known him since I was 6, 7 years old, you know what I mean? And I'm like, gonna be 40. You know, Vinnie Stigma to me is like, it's beyond a friendship, you know, that's like my family, you know what I mean? Like, he talks to my siblings on a regular basis, like probably more than I do. Like, you know, he calls my sister like regularly. Like, he's like another, you know, part of my family, you know, he's like a brother, like a part of my family. He's told me many things, many wise things. To say one, what can I say one? Yeah. Kid, whatever you do, don't get caught. I don't know. Do what you gotta do. Just don't get caught. At one time, he was my legal guardian, if you can imagine that. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah, because like there was like a transitional period where like Roger was my legal guardian, but then like something happened and like I went to go live with Vinny, so he had to become like my legal guardian because I was still underage. And like he brought me to like Seward Park, where I went to high school for a little bit. And like, you know, we rolled up there, like some kid just got $150 there. It was like crazy. And then, it's like, you know, it was, we had, you know, like I said, you know, he's family. But yeah, many things. Whatever you do, don't get caught. Do whatever you got to do, just don't get caught.